Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. And I know this is a slightly different kind of video, something I'm sure you haven't seen before. I'm more or less copying Jeff Springer, who runs this YouTube channel, and he often does these vlog videos in his car with the front-facing cameras on the different smartphone reviews. So I've decided to do the same, because it's quite difficult to find time to shoot videos through the front-facing cameras, and often when you do, it takes a lot of time to obviously edit them. So I've decided to just do it whilst I'm going to work, or if I'm out and about, and I will review the front-facing cameras whilst I'm driving. Quite a few things will be obviously checked whilst doing so, the stabilization, the quality and everything else. And I'm sure you guys are going to get a good idea of how the front-facing cameras are like on all the smartphone that I will review from today onwards. At the moment I'm recording with the Sony Xperia X. This is the phone I got from Clove Technology, so a big thumbs up to Clove Technology for giving me a review unit. The front-facing camera, I think if I remember correctly, is 13 megapixels. It has an f2.0 aperture. It can record up to a full HD 1080p. In fact, before pressing the record button, I completely forgot to see if I'm recording at full HD or 720p. I think I'm recording at full HD 1080p. That's what the front-facing camera can record up to max. And I think I'm guessing it's about around 30 frames per second. But the back camera can record up to 60 frames per second. I did upload a video a few days back with the back camera, both at 30 frames per second and also at 60 frames per second as well. Okay, so let's talk a bit about IFA today. As we know, there were some major announcements. This is one thing I'm going to be doing as well, guys. I'm going to be not only just vlogging to the front-facing cameras, I'll also be talking to you guys more about the products released all along the year. Quite a few of my subscribers said to me that I don't talk face-to-face, so I've decided to talk face-to-face with you guys, make myself more visible on the camera, and talk to you guys live face-to-face like that about different products, tablets, phones, whatever comes out every year. So as you know, today IFA Berlin, these days we got this huge gadget show going on in Berlin. And every year in IFA we get lots of phones, and today there were some big huge announcements, and I was reading about it earlier, and I hope that I will be able to get some later in the year. The biggest of the announcements was from Sony. As we expected, IFA, they released two smartphones today. One of them is the flagship Sony Xperia ZR, which is the successor to X Performance from just a few months ago. The Xperia ZR, I think, in my opinion personally, is a good size. I wasn't too happy with the 5-inch screen sizes released by Sony. Even the Xperia X that I'm using right now, I don't like the size personally, because it's too small for my hands, and as you can see, I got big hands. So I like at least a minimum of 5.2 inches screen size or above. So it's good to see that Sony Xperia ZR has now a 5.2 inch screen. Also, I'm happy for the fact that they have kept the 1080p panel, and they haven't gone for a Quad HD craze, which is obviously out these days. In my personal opinion, I think Quad HD is still an overkill on smartphones. There's no need for it, even though Samsung have done pretty well in optimizing and making sure that the battery life is not compromised. However, with the recent updates on the Galaxy Note 5 and my own personal Galaxy S7 Edge, I think it has been slightly affected battery life. It's not as good as it was. So there's a bit of struggle between Samsung and their battery optimizations. They're still trying to reach that balance, but they haven't perfected the art just yet. Anyways, going back to Sony Xperia, so they released this Xperia ZR, like I said, 5.2 inch screen, a full HD 1080p panel, and they also increased the size from last model. They've gone up to 2900 milliampere in battery size, which is encouraging. Comes with Snapdragon 820, and for some odd reason Sony refuses to give us 4 gigs of RAM, and they keep on putting 3 gigs of RAM in all their phones for some odd reason. I think 4 GB on flagship is now pretty much standard, so in my opinion it should be at least 4 gigs and not 3 gigs. Not that it's going to make much of a difference, the performance is still going to be good. We have the Snapdragon 820, which is a very powerful Qualcomm quad-core chipset. The phone also has the 23 megapixel sensor, pretty much the same IMX300 sensor, but it's just been tweaked up a bit to give us a better image quality this time around, which I'll obviously be testing once I get the handset in my hands. Also, we have the Sony Xperia X Compact, which is the Z5. This is the successor to Z5 Compact from last year. and it pretty much has the same spec as the Xperia X, the one I'm recording from. It has the Snapdragon 650 along with the 3 gigs of RAM, and also it has, I think if I remember correctly, around 2700 mAh battery, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's a good move from Sony. They have at least given us a decent amount of size. In the past we either had 5.5-inch screen phones or bigger phones, but it's good to see Sony giving us a 5.2-inch screen option, which is obviously very, very good, and ideally speaking, for most people it's going to be the perfect size for a smartphone, top-end smartphone. Also, there were some announcements made by Huawei today. Huawei had 2 phones and a tablet. At times it's difficult to remember it all, but because I'm a geek, I'm always reading, so most of the times I have everything on the top of my head. I think if I remember correctly, they had 2 phones, Huawei Nova and Nova Plus. Nova has a 5-inch screen with the 1080p full HD panel, and the Nova Plus has a 5.5-inch screen with the 1080p panel, and they both have big batteries. Because I'm a battery fanatic, as you guys know, most of you who follow me, I love big batteries in phones. I still think this is the way to go. By putting smaller batteries and trying to have a war between battery and optimizations is not the best way to do it. However, I believe that bigger battery is obviously the solution. Okay, guys, I've gone into a tunnel now whilst I'm driving, and because of the tunnel, it's gone a bit darker, so it'd be good to see how the camera copes up in low light. Okay, back to Huawei. So like I said, Nova and Nova Plus. They've also released the MediaPad M3, which I personally love. I personally think it's a good tablet made of aircraft graded aluminium. Also, it has the Huawei Kirin 950, which is the same chipset as we have on the Huawei Honor 8. The Huawei P9 has the 955 Kirin chipset. As you guys know, I also have the 955 based Huawei P9 on me already. I'm thinking of getting the Huawei Honor 8 because last year on my Honor 7 videos, people were actually very interested and they were a hit, and I had thousands of views on those videos. So I do plan to get the Huawei Honor 8 at some point later in the year. So also we had announcements from HTC. They came up with the new handset, the HTC A9S. Even though when it comes to specs, it's not an upgrade, I think it's a downgrade. They got a P10 Helio MediaTek chipset, which I am personally not a big fan of because it's not a performance chipset, it's a mid-range chipset, and I expected seriously something better than the one on the HTC A9. However, the time will tell and we shall see. Once the handset comes out officially, we'll see. They've increased the battery size a little bit. It's gone up to, I think, 2300 plus, something like that. The battery on the A9, HTC One A9, was very low. It was about 2100 mAh battery, and most people were actually struggling with that battery on the HTC A9. So hopefully the A9 has a slightly souped up battery, a less power consuming chipset will probably help the cause, and people should be able to get a better screen on time this time around. So it was a big day today at IFA Berlin. Like I said, lots of announcements were made and lots of things come out. It will carry on for the next few days as well, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have another vlog, guys. I will either test the Xperia X series front facing camera, or I will test the Alcatel Idol 4, which you know I am already reviewing. I've done the unboxing a few days ago, and I will be testing the cameras and everything else in the next few days to come. So that's another phone I am reviewing these days, and hopefully I'm looking to also get the Exxon 7 by ZTE. That's a phone that I've been trying to get hold of. Unfortunately, it's not available officially in the UK. It was supposed to be via Amazon through a third-party retailer, but unfortunately that has gone down the drain. They have cancelled it, and we haven't got any official ZTE Exxon 7s available in the UK. However, I'm looking to see if I can get it from a third-party seller in the UK, someone maybe from eBay or somewhere else, and if I'll see if I can get hold of one. Oh, by the way, also ZTE Exxon Mini was also announced today, which I'm very happy with, because now anybody who's looking to have those front-facing speakers with Dolby Atmos, they're gonna really love that ZTE Exxon Mini. As we know, the Exxon 7 retails around 400 to 450 pounds. The official price is slightly less, but because it's not officially available, that's why you have to rely on third-party sellers, like I said, eBay and other people around. Hopefully the ZTE Exxon Mini is going to be slightly cheaper. It has also a slightly less powerful Snapdragon I think 617 chipset, which is the same chipset as we have on the Moto G4. If I'm wrong about this chipset, guys, I do apologize. Please do correct me in the comment section. Let me know if I'm wrong. I think most likely I'll be right. I was reading about it earlier today. So it was the Snapdragon 617. Now the 617 has some heating issues on the Moto G4 that I also read a few months ago. So we'll see if that phone heats up. But like I said, lots of announcements, lots of things at IFA Berlin today. So hopefully I will get some of them on my channel at some point this year once they are officially available. And that's pretty much it, guys. I will be doing these vlogs on a regular basis. Like I said, I've been planning about this for a long time, so hopefully in the next few weeks and months and years to come, this will carry on. I will probably name this as maybe my vlog series or something like that. I haven't been thinking about it just as yet, but I will name it unique so that you guys can remember every time I vlog on my channel whilst driving and testing the front-facing cameras on all the smartphones that I review. So guys, like always, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. Any questions about the Xperia X, anything else, the camera, the quality of the video that you're watching, anything else, please do let me know. And like always, please subscribe to my channel, guys, as it really helps. And I shall see you in the next video.